Okay, so my table, we were talking about how will graphic and statistical data evolve. But I was probably the only one from a statistical office on the table. So we didn't focus too much on the statistical, we just talked about the data in general. But one thing though on the statistical aspect is we did agree the most policy making or policy decisions made was derived from statistical data and that evidence-based data. Therefore, it's quite important to have data as a key authoritative, and I'll come back to that topic. So it's kind of a bit scattered as well, because we did talk about lots of things. So we did say that data in itself doesn't involve only the quality, or how you collect it, and the quality and accuracy of that data does. We did say that we'll have more and more data, obviously, and there was importance of data sovereignty in terms of, if you trust your data to be held in some, whatever infrastructure that is actually provided by a private company from a country that you are an ally with, but then suddenly they don't, then this is where it becomes critical. So think about that. We did talk about statistical models evolving, but maybe not the method so much. I kind of noted, which obviously you don't care about it, but I think it's funny. Statistics are a bit like dinosaurs. It's just like always the same way, because you need to compare statistics across time. But that means there's a little bit of frustration for people that like innovation, because you don't really get much of that. So that was the reason why we talked about this evolving statistical models. We did think about the fact that on the policy-making side, decisions will be taken away from us as humans. So, those statistical models need to be trusted to be able to provide that right evidence, so that if it's kind of done as an AI model, we can trust that decision. We talked about the future and how statistical and data and graphics would evolve, and we thought that we are not so good at the moment at understanding what the future needs are, and we do need to get better at this, anticipate future needs, maybe do a leap of faith about what is going to happen, so we can start planning and change the way and adapt the way we collect data. Which format do we need? We talked about the shapefile always being there, like the, what did you call it? The, no, I won't say it, yeah, it was gross. To make sure that our data is interoperable and kind of feeding into these decision-making processes. But the whole conversation always revolved around the trust and the misinformation about the new generation is also aware of, they can't trust everything they see, skepticism growing, and the need to have, that authoritative mark. And the way we do it, it could be a way of verifying, could be using technology to verify our data and spot, what's good with it, what's not so good. Having the right metadata with the semantic to explain the caveats. Then we just went quickly on what about the graphics? And this bit was actually the opposite. We thought that actually Khaled made a really good point about saying that the actual graphics or the visualization part is will stay human, the end user will stay human, because it's for us as human that we do it. And whilst the decision-making process might be taken, reducing in terms of the human interaction, the way we consume data will stay, with us. Therefore, there's actually more opportunities for greater use of technology to make it more adaptable to the various needs of our users. We talk about accessibility, neurodiversity, that kind of stuff. You could kind of do things in different ways, which maybe would have taken too long to do before. But yeah, just to go back to that trusting and authoritativeness, it was about making sure that our data is authoritative, trusted, and that then we can safely provide it to the AI, whatever models, we want to use it as the clean fuel, like what I'm saying, because we know it's correct. That's it.
Thank you.